the South. Ain't got really feel me. Feel us. East Coast feel me. Feel us. West Coast feel me. Say what?
What's up, y'all? It's Kaya. I'm back. It is season 4, episode 12 review of All American Babies and Fools. Y'all, this week was so good. When I tell you, I spent the whole night reliving it over and over again. So let's go, because come on, Daniel, my mans. You did that, sir. Thank you very much. Let's go. Now it's up there now. This is top 5 for me. I'm gonna tell y'all why. It's gonna take a little bit to get there, but I'm gonna tell y'all why. You probably already know though. Mama Laura, this episode, y'all. I was like, a few weeks ago, I was just like, Mama Laura, Mama Grace. It was pretty even for me. I couldn't compare the two. Now I can. I still love me some Mama Grace, but Mama Laura is really pushing through. This lady is out here saving everybody. What check? She is not getting paid. I'm like, bruh, she done sat here and saved. She didn't save patients, but she helped patients. She done sat here and saved Preach. And she done sat here. I know she about to help Coop. I know for a fact. And she done helped her before. And I know they never give her a check. They have never signed a check over to this woman. She working for free. What money? That's why she wanted to move back to Crenshaw. That's why she said, "Nah, we gotta downsize a little bit." That house, Beverly House, them bills, they about to be stacking up. Nah, she can keep up with the bills. She got it. But they need to pay her though. Come on. So Coop is back in town because new evidence that came about the mill case, right? And her and Preach, they don't seem too worried about it. Like, they're playing it cool, basically. Patience girl, we seen Patience girl is over it. Patience girl is like, bro, if y'all would have never lied to the cops, this wouldn't be happening in the first place. Y'all just could have came clean. Now look where we at. So they always chilling up in Lawson Cafe talking about it. But we see later on that Preach ends up getting arrested because they done found out that evidence that they found, bro, you was the one that shot Mo. I said, dang, yo, that's some hard evidence right there. Can't deny it. So they end up taking mans out in front of the students. I was like, dang, I wanted Preach to have this position in the school because I see him doing really well as a tutor for the kids. I think Preach is good for the community. Yeah, he's had some slip-ups in the past, but that does not define him, y'all. That does not define who Preach is. They take him in. At the same time, he's worried about Amina because Amina was back, y'all. When she whipped out, she was like, "Daddy, I made this for you. We're learning about penguins." I was like, you took a photo and stuck it in a photo frame. But she was so proud, y'all. He worried about his baby, right? Dad, can you bring her here? I gotta at least talk to her face to face, let her know what the deal is. Basically, I killed her mama. She been wondering this whole time. I'm gonna tell her what it is, because now Daddy done got locked up. Mama Laura is that mama. She come bringing little Mina up to see her daddy, right? And he's talking to girl. It was the way she was cutting him off. She was not caring. She was just like, can we go? I'm done. Can we leave now? Girl, you've been feeding this whole time to know what happened to your moms. And now you done found out the truth and you ain't even trying to hear him out completely. At least sit there and get the whole explanation. No, she was not trying to hear it. That's why you need to stay in the child's place. So Mama Laura from taking her up out of there, she's taking her to Coop, right? Coop at the same time, she's worried about Preach. Preach, this is why, y'all, I said I like Preach, my mans, because he done got this opportunity at the school thanks to Papa Billy, and he had the art fundraiser that he was planning and everything with the community, and now he can't even participate in his own fundraiser because he locked up and Coop is out here chilling. So now the Coop, okay, hold on. Also, because the way even Amina was talking to these people, need to watch the way they be coming for Mama Laura, because Mama Laura she be doing the most for these people. She be helping these people. And I'm like, you ain't even getting nothing from it. What are they giving you, Mama? They're not giving you nothing. She was like, can we get up out of here? And even her daddy, because the way he was talking to Mama Laura too, I was like, all right, chill, because she's over here helping you. And I'm pretty sure you don't have the funds. You cannot pay for her services. They all know who Mama Laura is. They all know what Mama Laura could do. But also at the same time, he is not even trying to get her help. He is trying to take the fall for it. My man said, I'm going to serve my little 20, 25 years. He shouldn't even be the one up in there. It is not even his fault. The reason why he even up in jail is because of Coop. So if anyone will be paying for Mama Laura to be helping him, it should be coming out of her pockets. But we know she ain't got no money, so she can't even help him in that way. Oh wait, no. Okay, hold up really quickly too, because when right before he got around and asking her to bring Amina up to him, I could have sworn that little pause there before he got it out. I thought she was gonna offer up herself to like take Amina in for a while he was, which, I mean, she don't know Amina like that. But you know, everyone else knows of Amina and they know Preach and everything. So it's all like one big family. If we really look at it, it's one big family, you know? So I could have sworn she was gonna be like, oh no, I'll make sure she's good. Or at least go put her with someone else, you know, someone that's not Coop. I thought she was gonna offer to do that, but he was just asking her to bring her to him. Staying on Mama Laura, because Mama Laura is that mama. She's that mama, y'all. We get Coop. She back in town because Mama Laura was like, yo, patient, bring her back. Tell her she gotta come back. Got some evidence. They need to see her. I need to see her. See what's going on here. Tell me what's up. So Patient tell her everything, right? Coop is... Here's what it is. This whole thing, y'all. This whole thing goes all the way back to Coop getting Sean. These are my thoughts. To Coop getting Sean that job. He couldn't go to that meetup that Tyrone set up. And so she was like, oh, I'll go handle it. And she got on Tyrone's bad side. Tyrone was like, yeah, better look out. So then Tyrone was even more tight, you know? That right there, I think, started the chain of everything that was just kept going downhill from there. Because she was late. She ain't make it happen. Wait, because y'all remember this girl was like, Sean, I can't even get it out. She was like, Sean, Tyrone not feeling you on me right now. I'm scared, Sean. Look at Sean. We can't even look at him. He was like, don't even worry about it. And look what he ended up. Look what she got Sean in the ground. Coop did that. Sean is dead because of Coop. She came and complicated his life even more. His life was already complicated. She complicated it even more because we knew he cared about this girl. Yeah, they went their separate ways for a minute there from when they were kids. But you know, they all had that connection. That's why even Spence was feeling it after Mans died too. They still cared about each other. That's why he was trying to make sure she was straight. She thought she was helping, making sure he was straight. That just wasn't the case. So now, where we at now? All that then transpired. Sean ended up dead. Her and Tyrone, things take a turn for the worse. Tyrone is up dead now. Tyrone's death, if we think about it, who killed Tyrone? Sean mama killed Tyrone. Why? Because Tyrone got Sean killed. Why was Sean killed? I'm just saying, y'all. So Coop throughout the episode is talking to different people about everything that's going on. Oh, here's what it is, y'all. Patience girl, she said she needed a break. She needed a suspension. At the end of that, she said, just tonight, you know? It was thrown out there as an extra thing. I need all three. I need a break. I need tonight. I needed a break. You know what? Let's suspend it for now until I feel like I'm in a place where I'm ready to continue in this relationship. I still love you. I still got love for you, girl. Don't doubt that. But I can't take it because you're doing too much right now. That was everything that was said in that conversation. And all Coop must have heard, because Coop gave this girl, what, spring break? She gave her a week, was a night. Because she was trying her best. Yo, that whole photo thing, I was like, you are so extra right now, girl. She was like, look, I remember. And what makes it worse too is the fact that Patience is still, she wants this break still. She is not ready to continue in this relationship right now, especially with what's going on, because this is something that she didn't even want you to do in the first place, because you didn't even talk to her about it before you told that detective that it was you who shot Mo. And now all of that is coming back to light. Everything is being brought back up because new evidence is out. And she's looking like, had you just been honest from the very beginning, none of this would be happening right now. So to have Patience girl got her own backpack, y'all. This is why her and Spence, they're so close now too, because they both got a backpack. Only her backpack is being filled up by Coop. She's the only one putting stuff up in there, weighing her down. She gotta lose it. So she's sitting here and she is just throwing shade after shade in this episode. And I'm like, yes, Patience girl, do not go easy on her. Don't. So Mama Laura, after she talks to Preach and she ends up bringing Amina to the cafe where Coop is, she's telling her everything that's going on. Ends up making a connection here because Coop lets her know the shots, they didn't go off too long after each other, probably like 2 seconds. So Mama Laura, I said, look at Mama Sherlock. She went out and she was investigating. She said, there's got to be something else here that we can use. During this time though, y'all. Oh, okay, hold on, backtrack too, because this man Preach, what did he say? I'm the wrong complexion for the right protection. Come on, poetry. I said, look, listen to him. Listen to this dude. As Mama Laura goes to dig a little deeper into everything, Amina decides to stay with Coop. I knew it. I saw her looking, because Coop was like, oh no, she's not gonna want to stay with me. I was like, no, yes she is, because you're the only other person person who was in the situation who could give her real answers. And she ain't trying to hear from her daddy right now, so she won't come see about you because she already tried to talk to you before and things didn't happen. This girl was like, oh no, I'll stay with her. This little girl be punking people. I said, she's crazy, y'all. She was like, you're gonna tell me everything? I'm gonna scream. This girl, Coop was like a waterfall. Coop was just letting everything out. Which, you know what? She want to know everything that happened. Tell her everything that happened. Because she had been pressing y'all since the minute her mama died. So the minute she found out that her mama was not coming back home, was not going to pick her up, she been wanting to know what done happened to her. So Amina finally gets the truth from Coop. She takes it for what it is. She was like, you know what? I actually do love my daddy then. He did what he knew was right. Someone else was hurting. Someone else was being injured. And my mom wasn't doing the right thing. So he did what he had to do. I can accept that. Right, so Mama Laura ends up getting him out because, yo, I said, come through live photos. That little live photo, it done caught the other shot. I said, look at that. Mama Laura did that. Let me know because I don't even think he gave her a thank you. If he did, I preach I like you still. I still liked him regardless. He ends up going to the art fundraiser. They honor him at this fundraiser. His little daughter come up on stage because my daddy. And his job, because Billy's trying to give him back his job. He didn't want it because of everything that took place at the school where they came and arrested him in front of the students and everything. I was like, don't let that get you down, my mans. But then he decides that he wants the job back because he sees the impact that he's had on these kids, and now his daughter, she feeling him again, you know? So he was like, yo, if the job still stands, I'll take it. And Billy was like, oh yes, definitely. Which I'm still for this, y'all. I'm all for him and Billy. Come on, Principal Billy. Come on. Okay. Mr. Preach, I'm not feeling that name. Can they do Mr. Cordell? Is that his real name? Cordell, I think. I would prefer that. Mr. Preach, that don't sound good. They could call him Mr. P. They could call him Mr. P, because I do not like Mr. Preach. That don't sound good, y'all. That gotta go. Everything works out with Preach. He just ends up getting another year of probation added. At the same time, this girl, Coop, I was like, did she think she was in the clear? Y'all, that dude, y'all, he looked like the type that he was going to go after whatever it is he wanted until he got the results that he wanted. And things not sticking with Preach. And you can tell from the minute they introduced him, when he was up in that hospital with Coop and she was telling him that lie, he was looking like he was not buying it. Nope. From the second them words left her lips, he was not buying it. So I knew he was gonna keep coming around till something stuck. And this right here, he said, I can make this stick. He popped back up at that cafe and that girl was sitting there chilling with patients. I said, thank you. When he came and got this girl for obstruction of justice, I said, her face looked like when she came to see Layla up in the studio and Layla was giving her the papers to sign off because her throat was jacked up and she didn't want to tell her and she had to hear about it from everybody else. How she looked in there when she saw Layla was over there about to give away her tracks. That's how she looked right here. She looked hurt. That's what she gets. That is exactly what she gets. And Patience girl knows too. But then I was like, yo, I'm gonna enjoy this because I know Mama Laura about to come through once again for this girl. She gonna make things happen for little Coopy Coop. Wait, hold up, y'all, because also, Lil Dill and Amina, when they became buddies, and when did they exchange numbers at that too? I'm like, did Coop have them on like a little play date when she was Auntie Coop to Amina? Because how they make this connection? But you know, when I think about it, see, I could take her more if her and Lil Dill are hanging out as friends, little buddies, keep her away from everybody else. That could get Principal Billy. He's trying to keep this job full time. I'm great, she's not having it. This is what I love. This was shot so, it looks so good, y'all. This was amazing. The conversation between Mama Grace and Spencer and Papa Billy and Liv at the same time, amazing. It was so good. Basically the same conversation taking place and them finishing each other's thoughts as they're going through these conversations. That was one of the best parts of this entire episode. The best things I've ever seen. Probably number 3. You can tell they love their parents. They each care about their parents and what they're going through right now. So Spencer's trying to talk to his mom about why she doesn't feel Billy can, do this job full time. Which we find out too, it wasn't even Mama Grace. I was like, wow, I could have sworn it was going to be her running up for principal against him because she realized, I want this job. No, y'all, it was Regina. So he gets the counselor running up against him and you know, he's letting it be known that him and Mama Laura decided to move to Crenshaw, and he really wants this job. He can really see himself doing this job. And I love that as he's talking to Liv, yo, Liv girl, come on. Yeah, they weren't always there for her. They weren't always showing that same support for her, but she is over here supporting her daddy and talking to her daddy about what it is he wants to do, why it is he wants to do it, why he feels that he's able to do it. And just to see them having this conversation with each other, y'all, it was so cute and so nice to see them having this father-daughter moment and her just being supportive for him. And same thing with Spence and his mom. You know, throughout the episode, we see them each with their parents just going back and forth at the same time. They were like some counselors this episode. They were over there for their parents. They were over there for their friends. I was like, look at them. They were just hopping around, doing what they need to do to make sure their people are good. Come on, Spolivia. I really hope he gets the job, y'all, because I can really see this going far for him. Like, I see this being the career that he thrives in. Yes, he's an amazing coach. He's a great coach. But I think as principal, this is something that's a lot more challenging, a lot more fulfilling for him as well. And even now, knowing now that Mama Grace was not the one going up against him, I can see her seeing him as a great fit for the role. But because of what she has going on, which we find out that, come on, Dr. Spence. Okay, here's what it is, y'all. When she comes home and he was like, oh, I got food for you. And he's trying to talk to her about the whole Billy situation and him being principal and why she's not for it. And she was just like, I need to eat my food. You wouldn't have that food if it wasn't for Spence. Don't be sitting here trying to shut my man down just because you're not trying to talk to him about what's going on with Billy because you got your own issues. So we find out later that Spence, my man, he is over here connecting the dots. He is drawing the lines. He said, you know, I realized, Mama, that I've left out of the house. I went on to college. I'm living my life. And Dill, he growing up and everything. You know, he not even in that school right now. And you trying to stop Billy from being principal because of the possibility of your son going there and him having Billy as a principal. And then your man, you know, he's going after his political goals and everything right now. So you don't get to see him that much. So you got this house that used to be full with the three of us. And then your boo came along and now you don't got none of us. So you stressing. As he said it, I said, Dag, I feel bad because I wasn't even thinking about the fact that so much was changing for her. Like, yeah, we weren't seeing Carter like that. So I was like, yo, with her man at? But the fact that little Dill, you know, he getting older. So he going about his own life, doing his own things on the side there. Now with everything that's happening with Billy, you know, this is another big change that is happening. And, you know, change can be hard for you to adjust to. Change can be hard to accept, especially when you're so used to what's already been. Spence was like, you're just trying to find something to hold on to. I was like, wow, because a lot of these other changes that have happened for her, just about all of them, are changes that people who are very close to her are making. So she can't stop those changes, but those changes are affecting her in a way, which is why she's acting the way that she's acting right now with everything that's happening with Billy, because she's a part of this community, she's a part of this school, and I feel like this is something she feels she can have control over. But I also feel like she knows that Billy would also do very well in this position as principal, and that's just something that's hard for her to accept right now. So when my man Spence is over here suggesting that she go talk to Dr. Spears, I said, come on, make her an appointment, my mans. Make her an appointment, my mans. You go ahead and throw your little therapist out there, because he done did wonders for you. He did wonders for Jordan. He gonna help Mama Grace now. Y'all, we're getting the sleepovers. I said thank you. This girl waking up in her man's bed, and it was so much better, her waking up at the beach house than them waking up at the bigger house, because it was so much more intimate. And I was like, can we get like 100 more of these with just the two of them? And there was like one going on a hike. They were so good this episode. And I was like, that would have been so nice to see them actually go on a hike together. Hopefully, we get to circle back around to that. But they were talking about Coop and him being worried about what's going on with her and everything. So them going on a hike would have been a way for them to unplug from everything for a little bit. But everything just built up a lot more with Coop's case and with his mom and her dad. So they basically got stuck sticking around and being there for these people, which I didn't mind the fact that it would have been nice to see the hike, but I didn't mind that the hike kind of got thrown to the back burner because they were helping these other people out. I wasn't even thinking about the hike again until they brought it back up because they kept popping up different places, helping out their people. And I feel like I appreciated that and I enjoyed that a lot more than could you imagine if all this other stuff was going on and on like little side scenes we just see them strolling on their hike, not knowing what's going on back home, or not even knowing what's going on back home and just not caring. They're just going about their lives on a little hike with each other. I actually appreciated that they stuck around and helped these people out. You know, they actually spoke to them and was given good advice and actually was listening and hearing them out about what they were going through. Seemed like little therapists for the day, and I love that so much. They're a team. Wait, you know what's another cute moment is after the art fundraiser and they walk through the halls after they're putting up the chairs and stuff, and he goes in for a kiss, and y'all, she grabbed the face. She went reaching for her man's face to give him a kiss, and you hear the peers coming in. Hey, I was like, my man's. She just woke up in his bed. Like, you're a little late, sir. I have been holding. I've had times where I've been like, you know what I want, but I ain't even gonna say it because you already know what it is. But we know where it's headed. I can let it all out now. Jordala, y'all. Come on. So good. Let's backtrack. Let me just start by saying this styling for Layla this season. Don't y'all hear me talking about Jordala? Chill. They not trying to let me be great. Look, Layla's styling looks so good. I am loving, I'm obsessed with the curls. We have to keep the curls. The curls are just sitting full. And then the fit to go with it. Yo, that purple and pink top cardigan with the like lavender crop top underneath. They be having this girl looking amazing. Amazing. They said, you know what? Your producing career, your writing career, it's all about to just fully take off. You are going places. So we gotta make sure you look like you're going places. And they sure do. They be making sure she look her best. We see she's meeting with her daddy, right? Papa JP. Because yo, I already told you, Papa JP, he done groom me. I accept him now. You doing what a daddy's supposed to do. You being there for your baby. And he's giving her now more artists that she could possibly sign to her label. And she was looking kind of a little sus. She was like, yo, why he giving me this music and everything? So she is back at the Baker house and she think her daddy dying, y'all. She's looking up different medical things that could be wrong with her daddy. And this boy, Jor, comes walking up in the house. As soon as I saw him come through that door, I said yes. We're getting a moment. It's the little things that I was looking at and I said, this is so cute, and you can see that this is going places. Mans was in the house all like 10 seconds and already had this girl smiling. The look on her face when he says they're like pillows for my pecs. You have to see the little smile that she makes before turning back to her little cup. The fact that he seemed so concerned because he could tell she was worried about her dad. He noticed her little folder off to the side, was over here asking her about new music and everything. Because he takes note of the little things. He said, talk to your dad about it. Matter of fact, we could go to dinner and you can ask him these questions and whatever it is, we'll deal with it together. He said together. What I liked about it too is you could see how easy it was for her to just open up to him. Like, it wasn't like he was pulling teeth to get what it was that she was feeling out of her. Girl was she was spilling. She had a waterfall too. You could truly see that he really cared. He truly cared about what she was feeling about her dad, what she was going through, and he wanted to be able to help her in some way. So this was his way of helping her, was going to dinner with her and her daddy. Just the way things are building up with the two of them and the little things, y'all. It's always just the little things for me that gets me with them. They're slowly building it and they're building this foundation with them where there's that love, there's that trust, there's that communication. And I love that even within all of that, you still get the humor of it too, and that they can still make each other laugh. Because, yo, when I tell y'all, I was cracking up. This girl, after she's talking to him, and she just throws out there, or he could be dying. It was so cute and so funny. He said we could go to dinner. This girl, she had dinner prepared for them at the house. Dinner prepared for them at the house. Yo, at this dinner though, it is the little looks, it's the little nudge he gives her, the way they're able to read each other. He reads her so well too. He does, y'all. He really does. Because he sat there and nudged that girl, and she was like, oh, tell me about Aaron. I love that she was able to sit there and have this dinner with her dad, and for her dad to open up about this new relationship is something that he seems pretty serious about right now, because he's leaving his career for it. You know, he's stepping down. And he's able to open up to his daughter about this, to know like more about Aaron, the changes that her dad is making in his life right now. Jordan is helping with that. He was a part of that push to help her, you know, feel comfortable taking that step to open more of that communication between her and her dad. Okay, hold on too. Because as her dad's talking about Aaron, right? That whole thing where he's saying how, you know, he's met someone special, they've been together now, same age, basically she's just like 5 years younger. But as he's talking to her about Aaron, y'all, Jor was thinking about Layla. I know for a fact he was not looking at her during that time, he was looking at the dad, but the way the camera, and that was so good, come on, but as the camera slowly pans over to Jor as her dad is telling her about Aaron, you know for a fact, well, I knew for a fact that this man was over there thinking about Layla. Jamoners. Jamoners. Don't come for me. Do not. But he was thinking about Layla in that moment. I know he was, because look at his face and look at what's being said by her daddy at that time. And it's also the little looks, man. Earlier, she was doing a little smile off to the side. This time, they're making the little looks at each other at the dinner table, y'all. Come on. So at the art fundraiser later, we see he's helping homegirl basically unpack more of this stuff that's going on with her daddy. He's telling her about the 4 seasons. You got teasing, pleasing, cheesing, and then squeezing. That was like 5 fingers, but y'all saw the 4. So she was like, oh, okay. Remind me to, you know, get back to you about this later. So he's like, basically, your daddy, he's serious about Aaron, and he's just waiting for you to give him the A-okay that it's cool for him to bring Aaron around and for you to finally meet her, since he's pretty serious about her. He's giving her this advice, y'all. He understands her in a way that no one else does. She opens up to him in a way that she opens up to no one else. And they talk to each other in a way that they talk to no one else. And I think what it is too for me is, I will say this now, and I will always say this, because I've said it before. I was never a fan of Jamon. Never. Not from the very beginning. Here's why. I feel like with Jordan and Simone, Jordan seems so young. Jordan, that relationship, it didn't fit. They did not fit together. They didn't have enough time to truly understand each other, truly get to know each other before their relationship got serious, before they decided to get married and everything. You know, homegirl was pregnant and stuff, so she was dealing with all of that. I didn't see it. I did not see it working. It wasn't working then. It isn't working now. It's not going to work in the future. Sorry. Not sorry. It was a moment, which we're going to get to. It was the cheesing season moment. It's here and it's going to go. I feel like with Layla, it's different. Like, this is someone who he's known his whole life. And yeah, they haven't had a crazy amount of scenes before this season, like too many scenes together. But I feel like every scene where we've really seen them get together, they've had conversations where you could feel that their connection went deeper than what it was we were just seeing on the surface. I feel like for them, it's one of those things that has to slowly build up. Like, you've had this person in your life the entire time, this person who you're meant to be with, the person that's for you, but you're experiencing life at the same time. You're going through other things, but this person, they've always been there. You'll notice that at one point, you'll realize that they've always been in your life. And I feel like for Jordan and Layla, Lil Jor and Lay, that's them. I think I also like it because they were friends. That's it. They were friends. And when the show first started, we saw them as, like, I was not picturing them together at all. I just saw them as they grew up together. They knew of each other. And to see that slowly build up over this time, that this person who you probably never would have expected, that this is the person for you, and you slowly start to realize that they've been around this entire time. It's different, y'all. It's completely different than anything else, I feel like, because I think for them, it's so innocent. It's something that's going to slowly hit them, which is why we see later on. She goes to see her daddy at the studio, and he's telling her, you know, don't close your heart off to love. Open up your heart, let people in, and be open to experiencing those things. And this girl goes back, she's in bed scrolling through her phone. She sees Clay. The minute they showed Clay's name on that phone, I said she's gonna call Jor. She is calling Jor. And she sure enough goes ahead and calls her boo. Look, she called him. And the fact that this man, he was knocked out. He was asleep. He was so deep in sleep, not dreaming about Simone. He was so deep up in that sleep. And he woke up and saw that she was calling and he picked up the phone. Not knowing what it is, but he's going to be there regardless for her. This man picked up. It says she just got finished having this conversation with her dad. And she goes and calls him. And you could just see from the way she's sitting on the bed to her like fidgeting with her hair. This whole conversation, it's like a girl in love and she doesn't even know it. I feel like this is something that is slowly going to hit her, and just the way he's cheesing too. And as they're going through the seasons, because she makes it about the seasons now, and they get to cheese the season and she throws out Simone's name. I feel like she threw out Simone's name, y'all, because, oh, you have a girlfriend, but that's also a defense mechanism, I feel too, because she's not going to fully realize these feelings right now. She's not going to fully accept that, yes, y'all, she's in love with him. She's in love with him. I know for a fact she's in love with him, but she's not going to fully accept that right now. So it's something that slowly is going to build up for them. But this conversation on the phone, I see this being the first of like many phone calls. Like, oh, lit, y'all. Where she was like, so I tell you there's hope and this means you call me every night. Not saying Layla about to call Jor every night, but it's something that'll happen more frequently, I feel, going forward, where she'll call him because it's something that it'll be a thing for them, something that's special to them. Like, I was hoping the tent would be special, but I mean, there's still hope that I'm gonna get my little tent thing between the two of them. But the phone calls, I definitely see the phone calls, the late night phone calls coming through. The way he makes her laugh, y'all, is just, it's so beautiful. And I love that. And the fact that Mance didn't even make it to season number 4 because she is season number 4. So the fact that it just cut off right there. I'm hoping at one point, like in the future, it'll circle back around to season number 4 so we can hear what he was going to say for that one. That'll be so good. So good. But this right here, Jordela, thank you. I'm so happy. So that is everything. And it'll just keep getting better, I feel, from here. And I'm gonna see y'all next time.